October 15th, 2021, a couple days after my daughter's birthday, a few days after I was dragged into jail for trying to speak to my ex-husband. I still have a lot of scrapes all over my feet. I was sitting at the gas station, not sitting, I was standing, and I was getting my oatmeal ready with the hot water, and there was this little bug that came up to me, and I was like, in my head, I was thinking, little bug, you shouldn't be in here, you're too cute, like, you don't eat any of these foods, you know, it eats plant life. It was one of those tiny little, like their little wings are folded in, so they kind of look like a cicada, but they're really, really tiny. So I looked over, I was like, and I kind of asked him in my head. I didn't say anything out loud, of course, because I'm in a public place and I'm not supposed to. Whatever, you know, people hate when I talk, apparently. So I reached my finger over to it and he hopped right on, and I carried him outside and I tried to put him on my car, but he was like, I'm not getting off on here. And I was like, okay, well, organic matter. So I went over there to some cardboard boxes to try to explain to him in my head with, you know, and people are like, that's crazy, you can't talk to things, whatever. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you tell me that, but then all these interactions that I've had in my life where I haven't had to say much and things just go my way in such certain ways. Okay, whatevs. So he hopped off my finger when I took him over to the cardboard, and I was just like, oh, that's so sweet, like finally something good for the day, because people don't realize how genuinely nice I am. Like, that's why that dog wasn't freaking out a few days ago, my ex-husband's dog. And it's just like, are you crazy? You people are insane. I might talk a bunch of shit, like get angry and say some very vulgar and violent things and express myself in very putrid manner, but you know what? I don't care. You guys don't even understand the differences in psychology, especially down here in the South. And the fact that I'm able to snap out of it in a moment just because I know that you're going to violently assault me and then snap right back into my trauma, that's completely normal in psychology for post-traumatic stress. And I'm not manipulating you or trying to lie to you. And that's where you guys are completely wrong, in the fact that you think, oh, she's just lying, she's just faking, she's just lying, she's just faking. I'm sorry, no, that's your mentality, and obviously you haven't had enough psychology to understand everything fully, and that's why I have had years of therapy to understand my cognizance and my cognitive development. So, and how to encourage my, cognitive, not encourage them, my distortions, to alleviate my cognitive distortions by realizing what's truly around me. That's why when I get up and I function and I still shower, even though I'm super hyper depressed, that just means that I am, what's the word? More tolerant of it. And what is that? A high functioning depressed person, or somebody that suffers from post-traumatic stress. I just function at a different capacity than most people, and can engage with my emotions and engage with my reality, and then detach, and then everything, and then the things that I spew out that frighten people, when I tell them about, what's really wrong in their psychology and the things that are obviously distorted in their own mind for them to interact with me in such a way. And they're like, oh, that could never, you're in denial. You need therapy. You're in denial. There's no rational way to approach this aside from, when I'm freaking out, apparently there's a reason for it, because the majority of the time I keep my mouth shut and I stay to myself. And I don't go around trying to cause trauma, any kind of things, because I understand karma. But I guess you guys don't. So that's the funny thing about this, because I'm extremely religious, mind you. I'm extremely spiritual, mind you. And I've had something going on the last few years that has made me rationalize I couldn't fight for my child with money. I couldn't fight for her with compassion anymore. I had to fight for her with truth, with my own form of justice, and my speaking out and allowing my heart chakra to be open, and my throat chakra, which a lot of you don't understand or don't research, I'm sure. But I feel so much freer within the last couple years. I lost 150 pounds naturally through diet and exercise because I continually work on myself and am determined to better myself every day. And I don't see that in the people around me, even the authoritative figures that are here in this town, which makes me laugh because I'm like, I'm supposed to be taking your advice. I'm supposed to be listening to you, and you can't maintain your body and mind. And your children are crazy too. And you think that that's going to be like the progression of society because your money rules everything. And that's why I laugh, because that's not the progression of society. It's compassion that rules everything. Compassion and humanity. And that's hilarious that you are so inhumane, especially down here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And the fact that you would inhumanely remove a child from a mother, a loving, caring, breastfeeding, organic food feeding mother that taught her child baby sign language before anyone even knew any of this stuff. And then I researched all these things, read her books, all these things that I knew from years ago, what would be beneficial for my child. But then you said that the father of the child, who is actually mentally distorted, who left 2 loaded guns with me, you gave him full power over the child. Do you not see how psychologically distorted that is, and how that's going to cause her trauma later on in life? And how I kept my mouth shut, and the only times that you saw me in society here acting out was toward my abusers, toward the people that actually physically and sexually assaulted me, and then you called me crazy. I'm gonna sit and chew on my oatmeal for that one, because I'm literally just fine with the few items that I have. I'm not crazy for living in my car. I would be crazy to try to live above my means at this time, but what I'm truly doing is trying to find myself inside and out and recognize what I truly need in life, not just what I want. And what I need is sustainable living, and this is fine. I get my stipends from the government for my disability, and yet I'm still trashed. I'm still treated like trash and abused and assaulted, and I have to put money toward fixing these ailments that are caused toward me. People don't see that. They don't see what they do in the reactions that it caused, and the fact that I have to put my money toward a ticket that I got for criminal trespassing. If I would have left a couple minutes prior, they wouldn't have given it to me. But since I was in the middle of a panic attack and couldn't move my car, like physically couldn't move, they were like, yeah, we're going to ticket you. Give us money. That makes no sense. That's so backwards. You're going to steal from a homeless person. Steal from somebody that's disabled. You're going to get your karma. Each one of you. That's why I sit back and I laugh. I'm like, that little bug, that little interaction informed me. Everything's going to be fine for me. Everything is going to be A-okay. Regardless if I even attempt another suicide soon. I'll be fine. It's you people I worry about and pray about. Honestly. Because I don't want to be here. Why would I want to stick around? Why not try another attempt? Come back over and over again, like I have since I was 12 years old. Since even before then, when I had attempted, instances on my life. My father pushing me into a culvert and shit like that. What? Those photos of me with my spine protruding when I was a child. My dad kicking my mother in the stomach when I was in there. Yeah, people are like, oh, that's why you're crazy. Crazy, yeah. Crazy, yeah. Like I go in and out of this dimension, reality, right? Y'all are crazy. And I know that I'm eating a bunch of processed shit. I wish I didn't have to, but this is the most simplistic thing I can do at this time to sustain myself. So yeah, at least I don't microwave my oatmeal. I try to stay away from the microwave as much as possible. I try to do all these little things to alleviate any kind of carcinogens that might be, seeping into my body orally. Anyway, externally, whatever. Audibly. All of that shit. Cheers. Have a blessed day. October 15th, 2021. I'm going to go to an appointment right now. And everybody's probably like, well, she's keeping her appointments. She's doing this and that. Oh, and did all the psychological... Excuse me. What? I'm trying to maintain where no one else is trying to help me and hasn't tried to help me. Not since I was 12. Not since any of those times when I spoke out. The authorities, I thought I trusted you people. For years, I thought I could trust you. Apparently, you're out to get me. That's fucked up. That is so fucked up. Wow. Because I'm low income. Because I came from trash. Because I didn't try to appropriate myself after Catholic school and all that. Right? You'll get yours. Toxins and this kind of shit. That's why they're no longer being sold on the shelf. So I don't get my little tiny samples of soy milk every day where I get the protein I need. Probably because of all the GMOs causing people crazy dementia and all that related crap. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.